Hi, wanting to talk about the nature of darkness, so I'll jump in. All over the world, people commonly associate darkness with evil, but that association, there's no there's no evidence for it in nature. I'll say a few things. Every single being, every single human being that's ever lived, every single human being that's alive right now, every single human being that will be born is formed of 9 months in darkness. Inside the mother's womb, it's dark. If you get your two hands and cup them together and you block out the light, inside your cupped hands, it's dark. But that's only skin about that thick that blocks out the light. The there's more bone, blood, marrow, sinews, etc. around the womb than there is in any cupped hand. So we know that the womb is complete and total darkness, and that's every human being is formed from 9 months in darkness. So if anyone wants to believe that darkness is evil, then it's just not possible because all human beings are formed in 9 months in a dark womb. That's not all. Fish swim in a dark ocean. If you go down 20, 30, 40 meters from the top of the ocean, it's black. Fish swim in a dark ocean. Vegetables grow underground. That's dark. So this concept that darkness is evil, it's been created essentially by monotheism. In pagan religions, ancient pagan religions, there was no connection between darkness and evil. There was the underworld, and commonly in many pagan religions around the world, the underworld, the dark realm, was where the action was. So I'm Scottish, I'm Celtic. My ancestors viewed the underworld not as evil in the slightest. Even I'm not a Christian at all, but many people are. Even the Bible talks about in Genesis chapter 1, it gives what the Bible says is a description of creation. I don't buy the Bible at all, but what it says is I can't quote it verbatim, uh, but it basically says, "Oh, in the beginning, the void was in the beginning something void and filled with water," and then it describes what the Bible says is the act of creation. If you read that carefully, it tells you that all creation came from the void, which was dark and watery. That's what it says. The All creation came from the dark and watery void. I'm going to say that again. All, according to the Bible, if you believe the Bible, which I don't, but according to the Bible, all creation came from the dark void. So that's just another example of darkness creating life. Then jump over to science. Science says, well, some scientists say that dark holes create fresh universes. Dark holes create fresh universes. Some scientists also say that at the center of the black hole is an area they call, is it the unity? And it's so black that no light can escape from the center of a black hole. Allegedly, nothing can escape from the center of a black hole. So you've got a darkness is so black, and scientists say this entity, this force, which we call a dark hole, it creates universes. So time and time and time and time and time again, if we look at what darkness actually does, then actually Darkness is the seminal, primary creative force. It's not what people say, it's not evil at all. I used to be a gang member. I've done Savage when I was a teenager, I was a gang member. We committed more crime in daytime, more gang fighting, more stealing, more crime in the daytime than we done at nighttime. So the association between the dark and evil is a false association. The association really should be between the dark and creation, or between the dark and creative energy. I'll tell you a little bit about light. In the beginning of all fresh, vulnerable life, doesn't matter on what kind of life, all life, when that life is not yet fully formed, if it's exposed to light, the light will kill it. I'll give you a silly example. I used to grow bean sprouts. I would soak mung beans in water for 3 days, and they grow. And you buy them in Chinese shops, sprouted beans. But you grow them in the dark. You grow them in the dark, and if you expose them to the light, they die. If you expose a newborn infant to the light, it dies. So, in the beginning of fresh, vulnerable life, whether it's vegetation, insect life, human life, fish life, whatever, in the beginning of fresh, vulnerable, unformed life, darkness protects that life from light. Light will kill it. So the more you look into it, the more you see that we've been lied to about darkness. I've got a tattoo here. It says divine. What is it? It says divine darkness in an upside down, a satanic pentagram. So hail, hail, divine darkness. As we say in the order of nine angles, Agios Nakala. In English, that means hail the dark gods. 666, hail the dark.